Tonight on the program, Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai and the debate about eating decade-old rice from the rice pledging scheme. Blossom the face on the role of transgender actors in the Thai entertainment industry. And the unique taste of Penang cuisine from the recent food festival in Bangkok. Swadika, I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. We begin tonight with one of the biggest stories of the week. While Thailand decriminalized cannabis for recreational purposes back in 2022, Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin said that he vows to reclassify cannabis as Category 5 narcotic by this year. This tough action would put existing businesses at risk and will even have political implications as well. Let's find out more with Frank Hanshi.
When you walk through Bangkok, you might catch a whiff of the unique smell of cannabis. The unprecedented law in Southeast Asia favoring cannabis users could, however, be revised by the ruling Pheu Thai Party this year. Where cannabis has been fully decriminalized since 2022, Prime Minister Srettha Thavisin is promising to reclassify cannabis as a Category 5 narcotic. Srettha has instructed the Public Health Ministry to issue a new regulation on cannabis, specifying its use only for medical and health purposes. After a meeting with agencies responsible for illegal narcotics suppression, adding that clear progress to restrain illicit drugs need to be delivered in next 90 days. Despite the medical and health use being excluded, this U-turn will jeopardize the existing cannabis business. The domestic retail sector for cannabis has grown rapidly as cannabis shops have popped up throughout Thailand in past 2 years. With the expectation it will reach 43 billion baht in 2025, the market size could shrink fast because of the tough new policy. The reclassification of cannabis also has political implications. Srettha's stern action contradicts Thai's flagship cannabis policy. Analysts view this reversal as a slap in the face for the Thai Party. Head of the party, Anutin Chanvirakul, the health minister in the previous government, spearheaded the discrimination of cannabis in 2022. Anutin's push certainly incentivized the widespread cultivation of cannabis and the emergence of cannabis shops. Methamphetamine or yaba is another key issue that Srettha wants to resolve instantly, as the current law does not specify the number of pills for personal consumption or for trafficking. The Prime Minister said the possession of one meth pill will be considered for personal consumption and 2 or more pills will be seen as possession for trafficking. He urged authorities to intensify their measures to close the drugs manufacturers and seize their assets. Frank Hanshi reporting for Thai PBS World.
Another big story of the week is Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham Wechayachai eating rice that is over 10 years old from the infamous rice pledging scheme, which has sparked huge controversy on social media. Here's more with Warisara Sehan.
Rice, it is staple food that accompanies many Asian dishes around the world, including Thailand. Thais eat it, grow it, and we export it around the world. But when we say eat, it's usually new rice or rice grains that have been stored for up to 6 months. Anything older than that is, well, old rice. In this report, though, we're talking about very, very old rice, a decade old in fact. Here's Thailand's Commerce Minister Phumtham Wechayachai doing a test on the rice that have been stored since 2014.
เพราะอย่างน้อยที่สุดผมคิดแล้วก็ได้พิสูจน์แล้วว่าข้าว10 ปีมันกินได้
So let's trace back to 2014. The rice pledging scheme was implemented during the Yingluck Shinawatra administration. The aim of the scheme was to help farmers by allowing them to pledge an unlimited amount of rice stocks with the government at the price that was much higher than the market at the time.
The Yingluck government initially intended to sell the rice to make that money back, but things didn't go as planned. Successive governments did manage to offload some of the pledged rice stocks from the scheme, but 150,000 sacks of it remained in a warehouse to this day. The rice that the deputy PM and reporters tasted on camera was washed 15 times before being cooked.
แต่กระบวนการที่ท่านจะเห็นว่าเขาซีลนะครับการเข้าออกทั้งหมดอย่างเคร่งครัดรูบุอะไรต่างๆไม่ให้มีน้ำรั่วเข้ามาทำให้ข้าวเสียหายเพราะนั้นที่นี่เขาทำอย่างเต็มที่แล้วมีการลมยานะครับของโรงสีกิติชัยเนี่ยเขาลมยา2 เดือนครั้งของที่ปูนผลนี่เขาเดือนละครั้งอันนี้ก็แล้วแต่ว่ามาตรฐานเนี่ยก็สามารถเข้าตรวจสอบได้
This has raised many eyebrows. Former election commissioner Somchai Sisuthiyakon, who is now a prominent political commentator, wrote in this social media post that one fumigation every 2 months would mean that in the last 10 years, this rice must have gone through 60 fumigations. Associate Professor Pantipa Phongpiachan from the Faculty of Agriculture of Chiang Mai University says the rice needs to be analyzed before consumption.
สารพิษจากเชื้อราซึ่งมันมีเยอะมีหลายตัวนะคะที่เกิดขึ้นมันไม่ใช่แค่อะฟลาท็อกซินตัวเดียวแล้วก็ความสกปรกจากมูลสัตว์มูลจากพวกด้วงพวกแมลงทั้งหลายเนี่ยมันก็เป็นตัวชักนำให้เกิดแบคทีเรียเกิดขึ้นได้แค่นี้เราก็ไม่เอามาเลี้ยงสัตว์แล้วค่ะเพราะว่ามันผลตกค้างมันไปถึงเนื้อนมไข่อันนี้มันพิสูจน์กันมาอยู่แล้วงานวิจัยมีเยอะค่ะพวกแร่ธาตุเนี่ยยังอยู่แต่พวกวิตามินนี่ก็ไม่อยู่แล้วมันจะแทบจะไม่เหลือแล้วมั้งเพราะความร้อนอะไรต่ออะไรมันก็สลายไปเยอะต้องไปเพราะว่ามันจะเหลือเท่าไหร่นะคะเพราะว่ามันหลายปีแล้วอะต้องวิเคราะห์ก่อนจะลงมือรับประทานเพราะมันเสี่ยงมาก
Commerce Minister Phumtham thinks otherwise though.
ก็ทั้งหมดวันนี้เพื่อต้องการพิสูจน์แล้วก็ถ้าหากว่าสิ้นข้อสงสัยภายในเดือนพฤษภานี้ผมจะเปิดประมูลสาธารณะให้ทุกคนมีสิทธิ์จะเข้ามาร่วมในโครงการประมูลได้ก็คาดว่าถ้าดูจากตรงนี้เนี่ยราคากลางก็ตีละ18-19 บาทหรือ18บวกลบนะครับแล้วคิดว่าราคาตรงนี้เป็นราคาที่น่าจะได้มาตรฐานต่ำที่สุดแล้วก็ประมูลกันไป
Some critics are worried that the quality of the old rice might affect Thailand's reputation as a rice exporter. But Phumtham claims to know what he's doing.
เพราะนั้นเรากำลังจะมาเคลียร์ตรงนี้ค่าใช้จ่ายตรงนี้เอาเงินเข้ารัฐผมเข้าใจว่าโดยประมาณในคิดเร็วๆน่าจะได้เงินประมาณ200-400 ล้านบาทกลับเข้ามาวันนี้ก็คือนำไปขายได้นะครับแล้วก็ขายก็ไม่ต้องกลัวครับผมไม่ได้เอาเรื่องนี้ไปทำลายชื่อเสียงประเทศอย่าดราม่ามากนะครับ
Another critic Warong Detkit Wikrum a politician from Thai Pakdi Party has also voiced his doubts
โดยส่วนตัวผมไม่เชื่อผมยกตัวอย่างให้เห็นว่าเอาแค่กระสอบยังเป่งเรียงสวยเลยด้วยหลักการของธรรมชาติข้าวมันต้องซุดตัวลงมากระสอบต้องซุดให้เห็นเลยแล้วก็เม็ดมันไม่ควรจะเรียงสวยขนาดนี้และคำถามทำไมมันดูสวยล่ะภาษาข้าวเขาใช้คำว่าตกแต่งหน้ากองข้าวก็คือคุณอาจจะเอาข้าวปี2 ปีที่ผ่านมามันเรียงไว้ทิ้งไว้ก่อนแล้วก็ให้อยากแจ้งมันขึ้นแล้วมาเจาะให้ดูซึ่งเป็นไปได้สิ่งเหล่านี้
Former Election Commissioner Somchai Sisuthiyakon also posted some suggestions, possibly sarcastically. Apart from saying that the rice should be tasted for contamination, he wrote that cabinet ministers, PMs, civil servants, and political staff should all eat the decade-old rice for 1 month to show that it's safe for consumers. Warisala Sehan, reporting for Thai PBS World.
Honestly, I cannot imagine myself eating rice that is over 10 years old. And now let's have a look at the other stories in our weekly roundup. Prime Minister Sethha Thavisin claimed that he was not aware that former Prime Minister Thaksin Shinawatra held meetings with Myanmar's rebel groups and insisted that Thailand is open to talks with all sides. According to VOA Myanmar, Thaksin held secret meetings with Myanmar opposition groups in the past 2 months in Chiang Mai and in Bangkok. Meanwhile, Move Forward Party MP Rangsiman Rome said the House Committee on State Security and Border Affairs will investigate such reports, stating that Thaksin has no position in this government and the government did not assign him to create peace in Myanmar. A group of Thai economists have launched a signature campaign to rally support for the Bank of Thailand and its governor in the light of ongoing disputes with the Pheu Thai-led government. The campaign comes amid conflicts between the government and the central bank, in which Prime Minister Sethha Thavisin has cited sluggish economic growth and continued inflation to pressure the central bank into cutting interest rates to stimulate the economy. The government savings bank resolved the non-performing loans of more than 720,000 customers in the first quarter of this year, including about 90,000 who were badly affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The state-run bank also stated that another 100,000 NPLs will have been resolved by the fourth quarter, provided that there is additional funding made available by the government. The Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation has announced the temporary closure of Pling Island and the coral reefs around the Sirinath National Park in Phuket after the discovery of extensive coral bleaching as a result of rising seawater temperatures. Coral bleaching has also been reported in several other areas in the Andaman Sea and the Gulf. As we're heading towards Pride Month in June, we have talked to women at the forefront of provoking changes and breaking the bias against the LGBTQ community. In this Pride edition of Empowering Thai Women, we talked to a transgender actress and model known as Blossom the Face as she discusses her very first acting role in a TV series and how transgender women should really be portrayed in the Thai media.
เมื่อก่อนเนาะสื่อชอบบอกว่าtransgender จะเป็นแบบรุนแรงแล้วก็เสียงดังโวยวายในกรณีที่ลบที่สุดเลยเนี่ยคือเป็นการเขาเรียกว่าอะไร sex worker เรารู้สึกว่าอันนี้เป็น perception ที่ผิดมากๆเราอยากจะไปแสดงบางอย่างให้สังคมได้เห็นว่าเฮ้ยเราก็ทำอะไรหลายอย่างได้
Chanantida Rungpecharat, better known as Blossom, discusses how transgender women have been portrayed in the Thai media. Now she has her very first acting role in a Thai TV series, Tamrap Mae, which will eventually air on Thai PBS. Blossom said that she accepted this role because the character represents transgender women in a positive light and in a more realistic way.
สมัยนี้เนาะใน10 ปีนี้5 ปีที่ผ่านมารู้สึกว่าบท LGBT ได้รับความสำคัญมากรู้สึกว่ามันดีกว่าสมัยก่อนซึ่งสมัยก่อนไม่ได้เลยถ้าเกิดมีก็จะเป็นในบทในพาร์ทของเป็นตลกไปหรือในพาร์ทของเป็นตัวโจ๊กไปอะไรอย่างเงี้ยแต่เดี๋ยวนี้รู้สึกว่าเป็นคนธรรมดามากขึ้นเราก็รู้สึกว่าแฮปปี้มากอย่างที่ตัดสินใจรับเรื่องนี้ก็คือเป็นคนธรรมดาที่เป็นคนที่ใช้ชีวิตจริงๆในแบบนั้นจริงๆไม่ใช่คนที่สร้างคาแรคเตอร์มาเพื่อทำให้เขาเนี่ยตลกและดูเป็น perception ที่น่าสงสารเป็นคนที่ดูรุนแรงอย่างเงี้ยรู้สึกว่าเรื่องนี้เป็นคนธรรมดาเป็นเราจริงๆที่เราเป็นอย่างนั้นจริงๆ
In the past, transgender women and effeminate men, known collectively as Gathoi, were often portrayed in the media as clowns, jokers, or characters that make them look silly.
เราเคยได้รับเนาะเขาเขียนว่าแบบตัวละครนี้ให้เขาเรียกว่าอะไรอ่ะเป็นเมาแล้วยืนฉี่นี่รู้สึกว่าแบบเอ้ยมันเกินคำว่าตลกไปแล้วมันเป็นการแบบไม่ให้เกียรติแบบไม่ได้ respect เพศของเราจริงๆอะไรเงี้ยเรายอมรับตัวเองแล้วว่าเราเป็นผู้หญิงคือ transgender ก็คือผู้หญิงแล้วคุณจะมาให้เรารับบท reverse กลับไปที่ก่อนที่เราจะ sex change มาแล้วให้เรามายืนฉี่อย่างเงี้ย รู้สึกว่ามันเป็นการไม่ให้เกียรติรู้สึกว่ามันกดเพศของเราเกินไปบทอะไรแบบนี้ก็คือจะไม่รับ
Blossom still believes that allowing transgender women to play transgender characters in films or TV series is an honor for their community.
ที่เขาบอกว่าแบบกระเทยเล่นไม่ได้หรอกสาวเพศ2เล่นไม่ได้หรอกสวมบทไม่ได้แสดงไม่เป็นหรอกอะไรเงี้ยเราคิดนะว่าแบบคนเราอ่ะมันไม่จำเป็นต้องแสดงก็ได้เรารู้สึกว่าการที่คุณมีบท transgender แล้วเอา transgender มาเล่นจริงๆอ่ะรู้สึกว่าเป็นการให้เกียรติพวกเรามากกว่าแล้วน้องคนที่เป็นเพศนั้นๆอ่ะเราจะรู้สึกว่าเรามองคนนั้นเป็นตัวอย่างแล้วเราอยากไปยืนตรงจุดของเขาบ้างมันดูคลีเช่มากเลยนะแต่เราอยากเป็นฟิลกระบอกเสียงให้ทุกคนจริงๆว่า transgender อ่ะมีแบบหลายแบบมากๆไม่ใช่มีแค่แบบเดียวหรือว่าคุณสเตอริโอไทป์เราในแค่แบบไทป์เดียวอ่ะคือเรามีหลายอย่างมากไม่ว่าจะเป็นหมอไม่ว่าจะเป็นแบบเภสัชพยาบาลเราเป็นได้ทุกอย่างจริงๆขอแค่อยากให้โอกาสถ้าได้รับโอกาสบ้างหรือว่าได้มีที่โชว์เคสบ้างก็อาจจะทำให้เขาเนี่ยเหมือนกับมีหน้ามีตาทางสังคมแล้วก็มีจุดยืนทางสังคมได้ค่ะ
We still have more stories like these, so do stay tuned. In this episode of Walk-A-Tif, Gitipat Sukjit takes you to explore the unique taste of Penang cuisine at a recent food festival in Bangkok.
There are many styles of foods in Malaysia from many parts of the country, but many famous dishes are from Penang. And right now I'm here at the Penang Food Festival, so let's get to know more about Penang food. Penang, often hailed as the food capital of Malaysia, is a melting pot of flavors, textures, and aromas that reflect the island's rich cultural heritage and history. Renowned for its diverse culinary scene, Penang boasts a unique array of dishes that set it apart from other regions in Malaysia. From street food to fine dining, Penang offers a gastronomic experience like no other, marking it a must-visit destination for food enthusiasts from around the world.
We are organizing this is to promote more of Penang food, Penang street food, which you cannot find in Thailand, especially in Bangkok. Why we choose Penang? Because we want to highlight Penang. Many of the Thais, when we speak to the Thais, they are quite familiar with Penang. They are quite familiar with Penang food. Penang is very famous and very rich in terms of their cultural varieties, cultural background. The food varieties that they have there is a mixture of Chinese, Malay, Indian, as well as the colonial, the Western food. So this is in a way our kind of soft power diplomacy in terms of bringing Thais to entice them, to encourage them to visit Malaysia, specifically Penang.
One of the iconic Penang dishes is nasi kandar, a meal of steamed rice, accompanied by a variety of curries and side dishes. This dish originated with Indian Muslim traders who settled in Penang, and it has since become a staple of the island's culinary scene.
Eat here. So this one I am at the Mamus Nasi Kandar, and I am ordering the mutton biryani in the Malaysian style, in Penang style. And here is the dish. Wow, looks so delicious. So here, this is the mutton biryani in Penang style. Oh, a lot of ingredients, a lot of side dishes. And also, in Penang style mutton biryani, there is not just only the mutton curry on the biryani, but also the soup from the chicken curry, the soup from the fish curry, the soup from the prawn curry, because they say that to mix it up, it will make the dish better and better. It will make it tastier. And Jose, okay, let's try.
Penang is also famous for its asam laksa, a spicy and sour fish-based noodle soup, which is a favorite among locals and tourists alike.
Asam laksa, I think, is the dish that it can really reflect the culinary heritage of Malaysia. So it's a dish that you can see the element of the Chinese, Malay, Indian, and also have a very strong influence of Thai food as well.
Really?
Yes, because the flavor itself, it combines sour, sweet, and spicy, and then the noodle and the ingredients really reflect how how interesting or how multicultural is it. So if you really ask me in terms of taste and food presentation, I would definitely go for asam laksa.
So comparing to Thai dish, asam laksa is like khanom chin nam ya because of the grounded fish and the taste of sour and salty and a bit sweet.
Yang tofu is another dish that embodies Penang's diverse flavors and cultural influences. This iconic dish, which translates as stuffed tofu, offers a tantalizing array of flavors and textures, featuring an assortment of vegetables, tofu, and meat or fish paste, all stuffed, marinated, and cooked in a variety of ways.
Alright, so this is the yentafo noodles in Penang style. In Thailand, we have the yentafo. We call yentafo. But in Malaysia, in Penang, they call yang tofu. So it's quite similar, but the texture and the presentation is a lot different because yentafo in Thailand, it comes with the red soup, but the yang tofu in Penang, it comes with the yang tofu soup, which is not red like Thai. And it's sweet and sour and salty. And also, they have their specialty yang tofu sauce, which they say that is very spicy. We'll try first. It's good. But it's totally different from Thai yen tofu.
Penang's distinction lies not only in the diversity and richness of its culinary offerings, but also in the way it has managed to preserve and celebrate its culinary heritage. A visit to Penang is not just a feast for the taste buds, but also a journey through the island's history, culture, and traditions, making it a truly unforgettable experience for food lovers everywhere. Kittipat Chunsukjit, reporting for Thai PBS World.
And we end tonight's program with a story from the Thai music industry. Valentina Ploy is a Thai-Italian artist who sang at the opening of Coldplay's concert in Bangkok. We discovered the inspirations behind her works, especially with her new single, When You Almost Give Up.
Today, we are here at Waltz to interview Valentina Ploy. She recently released a new single, and a few months back, she's the one who sang an opening at Coldplay concert Bangkok.
Hey, you, don't give up.
If you think of someone who's feeling down and about to give up, music might be one of the best therapy. With an angelic voice and intention to give her fans encouragement, Valentina Ploy has just released her new song, When You Almost Give Up. And your new song was beautiful written, When You Almost Give Up.
Yes.
Can you talk a bit about it?
So actually this song is a song that I wrote after a period of time where I felt like very down. I was struggling a bit to find like, sometimes when you work in the music industry for a while and you put all of like everything that you have into writing your music, you just get a bit like tired, I would say. It can happen, right? Like the lows and stuff. So I was feeling very low in that period. And then I actually got the news that somehow I was going to open for Coldplay in Thailand.
Right.
So the song is actually like a thing that happened for this. So I was like, okay, so when you almost give up, the magic happens. Because I almost gave up. I was like, I'm not going to write anything anymore. And then all of a sudden I got this call. So I remember like after I got the call few hours later, I was writing the song When You Almost Give Up.
And when you found out that you'd be opening for Coldplay,
Yeah.
how do you feel excited?
Of course, I cried, but like, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it because it was like a dream I wouldn't even dare to dream. It's just like, what, me opening for Coldplay? Really? You know, it was amazing. And yeah, I had the opportunity to meet Chris Martin as well in person, and he's so lovely. He's such a like magical, humble, wonderful human. And yeah, overall it was like a great experience and opportunity for me. So thank you to whoever made it happen.
And the song, Mr. Heaven Blue, you got inspired by?
Well, I would say it's just a love song, right? So for me, it was inspired by someone. Because, you know, it's a song about that someone or something.
Lucky someone.
Yeah, thank you. That makes you feel like when you look up at the sky, because I personally love the sky, and sometimes I like imagine like beyond the blue, there must be some sort of heaven, and just my fantasy just goes wild. So I imagine, you know, I feel so calm and peaceful when I look up at the sky, and it's the same feeling that this someone makes me feel. So yeah, it's just like a love song about freedom and that happy feeling that you get when you're in love. And yeah, I played it the first time before it even came out.
At Coldplay?
Yeah,
wow. Okay.
It got at the first time at Coldplay. So that was super exciting because I thought the energy of the song was quite like happy and upbeat and yeah, like the line, you know, you're a dream come true, singing it to the crowd in that moment, like 65,000 people. It was just crazy. And I was like, okay, this song, I need to sing it. But yeah, people seem to have liked it. So yeah, nice.
I liked it.
Did you?
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
So I know that you have been written song for like a long time. When you're facing with struggle, what bring you back?
Well, I think definitely writing songs, it's one of the things that brings me back. Be with the feeling. It's natural, okay, like why am I feeling this? Try to understand myself and just give love to myself.
Valentina Ploy won't keep her fans waiting. We'll soon be listening to her new EP.
But actually, I'm having an EP. I'm telling you, super preview. I haven't said it anywhere yet, but it's an EP of 6 songs, and I'm very excited about it.
Talking about song, can you do us some favor, playing us some guitar?
Okay.
I'm ready to have a golden ear.
Oh no, I hope I do a
so
good
I'll bring a
job.
guitar for you.
Yes. Hey you, don't give up. I'm just an old one. Keep on going. I know sometimes life sucks. It can get hard, but you got a lot to give and so much more left to live. To all the heartbreaks, fears and anxiety, all the sadness, tears and the broken.
They say when you almost give up, that's when the magic happens. Natasha Gitmok, Thai PBS World.
So let it happen.
And that wraps up tonight's edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10:30 p.m. only on Thai PBS. And don't forget to follow us on social media, including our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest updates about Thailand as well as analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ